cultural intelligence. How many of you, good afternoon everyone, how many of you would like to be happy personally and professionally? No? Very good. Today I'm going to give some tips on how you can be more successful, and we all can be more successful through emotional, cultural, and generational intelligence. Personally, it can improve you and in your organization. Your communication, your quality of life can improve. Your motivation will increase, your productivity will increase, and overall, these skills will be really beneficial. So when we talk about skills, the most talked about skill is IQ, which is your logical and reasoning skills based on quantitative intelligence. But the more critical skills are emotional intelligence, cultural intelligence, and generational intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is ability to assess, perceive, and manage your own emotions and of others. So what that means is you need to be self-aware of what pushes your buttons. For example, if you don't perform well under stress, you better plan ahead. You need a cup of coffee in the morning, take it. What makes you happy, what makes you sad, if you know that, that solves half of your problems. Next is cultural intelligence. US is becoming the melting pot where people from different countries and religions, cultures are coming and living. So we need to be culturally sensitive in this environment. And the third is important skill is generational skills. In US we have now 5 different generations living here. Baby boomers are retiring, Generation Y is joining the workforce. So we need to know what works with them and what does not work with them. Those were the technical definitions. If you just remember, IQ is only book smart, EQ, CQ, GQ is street smart. So there are many differences. I mean, there can be differences between gender, culture, race, age. So let's talk about gender. Gone are the days when guys were up front making up the deals and ladies were in the background making up the coffee. So now ladies are up front. So men and women need to collaborate more. I mean, perceptions. I mean, it's a saying there, right? Do not judge the book by its cover. And this is a perfect example. I don't know how many people followed it. Susan Boyle came on Britain's Got Talent. Audience, judges were all cynical whether she can perform well. And the moment she sang, I mean, it was an eye-opening experience when she sang that song. And so, again, do not judge the book by its cover. So perceptions can be wrong. And the third difference is, I will just talk about gestures, cultural differences, right? Mr. Arnold is doing thumbs up, which is doing a good job in US. But what that really means is a middle finger in many countries, including South Africa, West Indies, and the other sign, which is OK sign, which we use in US, is actually money in Japan. Russia, it means zero. And in Brazil, again, it's like a middle finger, it's an insult. So we need to know how we can, if we are going in cultural things, we need to understand and read on that. Let's talk about generation. So now we have, in US, we have 5 different generations. We have baby boomers born between 46 to 66, Generation X 66 to 79, and Generation Y 79 to 2000. Anybody Generation Y here? So Generation Y, one of you, yeah. So these people are very important.
Wait, I am too.
Yeah. Can be always Generation Y.
I really am.
But Generation Y are very important. And why they are important? If you see, 37% of the US population is Generation Y, which accounts to 80 million people. Why they are important? Because sooner or later they will become bosses, they will become the leaders, right? So we need to know what works with them, what does not work with them, how to work with Generation Y. They are highly, for some of the characteristics of Generation Y, they are tech savvy. They are always doing multitasking. I mean, if you send an email or text message to them, they want an immediate response because they are always on their iPhones or Droids. So now we have seen that we have many differences. I mean, and we need to make it work. So where do we go from here, right? The main things which we can follow, the core competencies if you use, these skills will work in any culture or any society. For example, self-awareness, teamwork, training, honesty, self-confidence, coaching. So these are the key skills which our leaders need to have to work globally. I would like to end with 3 tips before you go from here. The first is practice active listening skills. I mean, as we know, listening is critical part of communication. That's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we need to listen properly, not only in professional life, personally also. I mean, it's a very common, and even in family, if you do active listening skills, your relationship will improve. So the second thing is practice walking a mile in other person's shoes. Try to think from other person's perspective, from which angle they are coming up, and think in that direction. So that will also help you to build better relationships. And the third tip which I feel is really lacking in the organization is appreciation. Our bosses are not appreciating enough, and the same thing is trickling down that we are not appreciating. So we need to show more appreciation. So I would like to end with the quote: do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave it real. Thank you.